I just want to say that of all the facilities of the city of Miami, of all the property city of Miami owns, we have to be proud of this one because this best use for any property that any government can have. And Harry, we want to thank you.
I trust Harry with my children, so that tells you everything right there. I couldn't be prouder of Shake a Leg. Isabella is having such a fantastic time. Sebastian's having such a fantastic time. Like my father said, you know, years and years ago when we started talking about Shake a Leg, I never would have thought that my children would have been the children that you've helped. But thank you for teaching our community about our children's abilities, not just their disabilities, and we're celebrating that today.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to say how proud I am to have Miami-Dade College working together with Shake a Leg. You know, we have a lot in common. And what we have in common is that we're both committed to harnessing the potential in every human being. And no one is doing that better than you guys. So I take my hat off to you and say congratulations. You count on Miami-Dade College to be by your side every step of the way. Thank you very much.
I want to say a few words here. Like gender and ethnicity, disability is simply one characteristic of being human. There have always been persons with disabilities in the world, and there will always be. The Commission on Disability Issues, whom many refers to as CODI, is an advisory board to the Miami-Dade County Commissioners and Commission. CODI is where citizens and government work together on issues that make Miami-Dade County an inclusive place where persons with disabilities may fulfill their greatest independence potential. 1 out of 5 Americans is a person with a disability, making persons and people with disability the largest majority group in the United States. So hey, why do we focus on things persons with disabilities cannot do instead of what they can do?
Yeah. Well, let me start by saying how honored and happy I am to be here with all of you at the Shake a Leg today. This is a very special place, and each time I visit, I'm reminded of the vital role that it plays for such an important sector and segment of our diverse community. And I got involved in Shake a Leg Miami many years ago when I was working as the city manager here in the city of Miami. And since then, this place has continued to thrive and provide an invaluable service to our community. Harry, the work that you and your team do and for the people living with disabilities is just incredible. And you and so many others, the work you do here is amazing. Let's give them a round of applause. You have created a place that inspires hope, renews the spirit, and opens up new avenues in life for all who come here. Because the reality is that you aren't just helping those living with disabilities, you're also helping able-bodied folks who come from all walks of life. And in the process, you're teaching us that our friends living with disabilities have just as much to offer as anybody else. And you're also providing us with some much-needed perspective. Today, as you know, is an especially important day here at Shake a Leg Miami and across the country. Today marks the anniversary of the landmark Americans with Disabilities Act, better known as ADA, which was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush some 23 years ago today. The Americans with Disabilities Act had a simple premise and goal, that millions of Americans with disabilities are full-fledged citizens and should therefore have the legal protections that ensures them the equal opportunity and access to the mainstream of American life. President Bush summed it up as he signed the law at the White House lawn in 1990 in front of about 3,000 people. And I quote, "3 weeks ago, we celebrated our nation's Independence Day," he began. "Today, we're here to rejoice in and celebrate another Independence Day, one that is long overdue. With today's signing of the landmark Americans with Disabilities Act, every man, woman, and child with a disability can now pass through once closed doors onto a bright new era of equality, independence, and freedom. 23 years later, the ADA continues to protect and enable those living with disabilities. And Shake a Leg Miami certainly embodies the spirit of the law by giving those living with disabilities the freedom to live their lives without barriers. This wonderful facility offers people a chance to be active, to enjoy the outdoors, to get some fresh air, to learn new skills, to connect with peers, and to knock down misconceptions. And the value of that simply can't be overstated, because as I mentioned earlier, folks with disabilities have plenty to contribute and are just as important to our community and the community fabric as any other group. Clearly, Shake a Leg Miami is a big part of why our community is a great place to live for those with disabilities. In fact, this facility has served tens of thousands of men, women, and children since its founding back in 1990. And I know that it will continue to fill an important role by bringing together people of all backgrounds and abilities and giving them access to opportunities that they might not otherwise have. So as we celebrate this 23rd anniversary of the ADA, I want to once again thank Harry Hogan and his team for bringing joy to so many people over the years. Shake a Leg Miami, as well as the Miami-Dade Commission on Disability Issues, are performing an invaluable community service by raising awareness and providing solutions. And on that positive note, I want to thank all of you for taking time today to be here. Thank you for being part of Shake a Leg Miami, and thank you for helping us to celebrate nearly a quarter century of accessibility and disability. And at this point, I'd like to present a proclamation commemorating today's event. And the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas President H.W. George Bush established the United States as a world leader on disability rights with the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act on July 26, 1990, and whereas the Americans with Disabilities Act declares that Americans with disabilities should have the same basic rights and opportunities as all other Americans, and whereas Miami-Dade County is one of the finest tourist destinations in the world, strives to make our community a more accessible place to live, work, and visit for people living with all kinds of disabilities.
I know that one day I will find the one, and I know that one day you will come into my life and take me by surprise. I know that one day you will finally see everything that truly means to me.
Thank you. And now, the #1 kid and leader, Keandra, who has gone from participant to program director. And the kids here at Shake a Leg want to say something to all of you that make this possible.